Hello, everyone. Welcome back. It's spooky. You know what that means. Got another X Files episode. Da da. This is season 1, episode 13. Unlucky number, so what on earth could they possibly get up to? The last few episodes have been just on point. I've really been liking them, and I hope they keep it up. I really liked Fallen Angel and just like the bonkersness of it. I loved Eve because Orphan Black, hello. And then I loved the last episode, Fire, because, well, A, it had someone that I knew from Supernatural in it, but B, the whole plot of the episode was just really good. So I'm really hoping they can keep this momentum going and that we can find out more. I would like to know more about this dude. He probably has a name at this point that I just haven't been paying attention to. Mulder's congressional contact guy. I don't know who that is, so I want to know more about him, what he's up to, what's going on behind the scenes, behind the shadows. We haven't had aliens for a while. Every time I think we're going to have aliens, we don't have aliens. I guess Fallen Angel was kind of aliens, but we don't really know what that was. There were so many questions in Fallen Angel. Was it an alien? Was it just like a government? Was it what was it? You know? And yeah, will Scully and Mulder continue developing the relationship? Because I think they are. I think it is on a slow burn, mild simmer, but eventually it will boil. I wonder what it's going to take. Given the time that this was written in, and the kind of relationship that's already developed, I have a feeling they're going to put Scully in jeopardy in some way, and Mulder is going to have to save her. I think it would be awesome if it were the other way around. And maybe I'm not giving the show enough credit. You know, maybe they won't go the whole stereotypical white knight saves the damsel in distress route. But we will see, won't we? All right. Anyways, if you want to full version is in the description, and let's get to some believing. we're stopping like really early into this. We're stopping really early into this because I just had a thought. So, y'all know me, I'm a big skeptic. If you watch a lot of my reactions, I tend to be skeptical, but I can also be superstitious. I don't know how the two meet, they just do. Okay. We're not going to talk about my own cognitive dissonance. But I think that even though it wouldn't be provable, it would always, it would be anecdotal. I think it would be really cool if I could have just one experience like that. I mean, not like that. I don't want my mom to die and then me see her ghost or anything. But like, if I could have just one experience that incontrovertibly told me there was life after death, it would be cool, but also scary. Because you know me, I've also said several times, I don't want there to be life after death. But that's a whole other conversation. So I don't know. In that situation, although it would be very cool, would I also be really scared? We probably don't want to go down this rabbit hole right now, do we? Do we? No, I don't think that's a good rabbit. Let me know. Like, because everyone says this, and I know they're all anecdotal, so maybe I'm inviting a hate war in the comments. I hope not. But has any of you had, like, that kind of experience where you saw someone who, I guess not just if have you had psychic experiences? That's a better question. So have you known something before it was going to happen? And I'm not talking like something vague. I'm talking like something real specific like this, Although, just putting on my Scully cap here for a second, just putting on my Scully cap. Maybe because she's a doctor, she noticed something subconsciously, whether, I don't know. There are like physical signs that someone might be about to have a heart attack. So maybe she noticed something subconsciously, and then, oop, I hit my desk. And then she had the dream that her dad was going to have a heart attack, and it's just a coincidence. Ooh, I like it. I like that we got there. Y'all probably hate me right now. It's like, Kyle, come on. But seriously, that could be a rational explanation as to how she knew. Okay, anyways, yeah, let me know in the comments below. Have you had a psychic experience that was not vague or anything that, you're like, no, this had to be something, except, like I just said, even sometimes the specific things there could be a rational explanation for. I don't know. I'm not going to respond to any of those comments, I don't think, because I don't want to be like, no, poo-poo on you. It's not real. But let me know if you want to, if you feel comfortable. Don't do it if you don't feel comfortable, obviously. Whoop. Well, the forward of this is going to have the audio in it. I forgot to turn off the desktop audio on my mic audio, so. Also, how many? I'm gonna have to keep like a running tally of how many Stargate actors appear in X-Files. I think we all know the experience of parking in a car and doing some stuff. Is that really illegal? Is there anything wrong with it? Or is this guy just a bad cop? Um. Oh, is this a serial killer? Isn't this how, like, the Zodiac killer did his thing? No. I don't know. Adult video? Like, why do you call her Dana? What makes it an X file? Okay, so obviously the first thing you do is check who's been visiting him. Hmm. Wow. Hmm. Hmm. Visionary encounters with the dead. So she's shaken. She's really shaken, obviously. course. Kiss, kill. Mm. He really channeling the creepy. Why is he talking in the third person? Where? Mm. Okay, that's something. Okay. It's like a church? Seriously, though, look at his visitors and the people he's been talking to and their visitors. Like, I don't know. I don't know. Mulder, Mulder, Mulder. Oh God. Okay. Well, I don't know if there's any rational explanation for that. Unless she tells herself she was seeing something. This has to be a new experience for Scully, experiencing her own X-File, because usually she's, hearing it secondhand through Mulder. Abandoned warehouse? Condemned. My guess is she won't call for backup because she's worried she's going crazy. Because otherwise, I would say get some backup in here, girl. What? What? Oh, that's a lot of blood, and there's the wire coat hangers. Okay, now maybe call for backup. Maybe now you're not going to be crazy. You got blood. You got blood. They got to come for something like that. It's a trippy episode. Good song. What did you tell? This is so weird. They've traded places. She go tell him about her dad. Maybe you should tell him. I see. Well, this is only going to work if they were stupid enough to talk in plain language, right? Like if he has phone privileges, but they talk in a coded language, it won't work. He could say something seemingly, innocuous and does the killer look like him or they just look similar? Oh my god, they found him. Oh, there's the white cross. right? Well, hopefully he was wearing a bulletproof vest. Was he not wearing a bulletproof vest? Oh, it went in his leg. That's a lot to deal with in one day. Well, one episode. So he wouldn't have to be talking to him. He would just know that he was on a schedule. Damn. Okay, you know what? Now it is time to take some time off. Like, you are seeing things. Is this her? Is he describing something she did? I don't think you want to hear what has to come out of his mouth. Mm-hmm. That was a great scene. I think they took inspiration from The Shining for this one. Okay, so he's okay. He's stable. He's awake. Oh, Scully. Just tell us. Just tell us. Incredibly specific. We should go see. Scully? Okay, someone go get the poor kid. She's following him. Oh, there's the devil. Don't, Scully. That is some sick shit. Like forcing her to come watch you die. That is messed up. I don't think you want whatever this guy has to say. I don't believe him. I don't. I've gone firmly into the he knew all of this was going to happen camp. He could have known that the bridge was damaged and just not given a crap about his partner. That being said, I don't believe in this. I don't believe in the death penalty. I think it's barbaric and I think there are some people that need to be taken out of this world because they are dangerous. This guy doesn't seem like one of them. He was going to be in jail forever. Are there still gas chambers in the US, or is it all done by lethal injection now? And she didn't go. Order is restored. That's what her mama said. Dun dun. Okay, so that was a really good episode. A couple of things I want to hit on right away is A, I absolutely loved how we saw the role reversal between Scully and Mulder. B, I think this episode took like notes from The Shining. I really do. Not just in like the fact that the jail dude was psychic, but also in the visual elements of the episode, especially like the turning around and seeing her dad talking without speaking, the way that every once in a while you would see like a quick flash of something on the screen and there wasn't anything there. And then I even think that two of the dude's victims were twins, if I caught that correctly, but they might have just looked like really similar old ladies. I'm not sure. So I really liked that. And then I also really liked how they played around differently with was it or was it not real. I think I'm going to talk about that the most. And I think that really leads into how they flipped it. Because, you know, in an earlier episode, I said that I think that Mulder is the more skeptical of the two between Scully and him. And I think this episode really made me think that Mulder is the more skeptical of the two. because even though occasionally Mulder will suggest something that's just like Looney Tunes, like when he did an ice and he's like, oh no, we have to bring this virus back to study it. I do think that even though we don't see it, a lot of the beliefs in X-Files go through some kind of screening process in his head where he does try and rule out quite a few things before he arrives at, I want to believe. But yeah, I think that Mulder might actually be the more skeptical of the two. He seems to pick and choose what he actually thinks is an X-File very carefully. I liked the is it or is it not real situation so much because of the whole I want to believe thing with Scully. I just think that she really did want to believe in this episode, that she was really struggling with, well, is it something, or I don't know. I think like in this instance, you saw her being like, I don't believe it, but I want to believe it. Like she was trying to convince herself in several situations that it was real. And then, yeah, just the overall, was it or wasn't? I land on the opinion that it wasn't. I think the one thing I would have needed the show to do in order to get me off of that opinion, and they never did it, was explore the call logs, visitors, who the prison dude was interacting with prior to the investigation starting. They never actually did that. You know, every prison, I'm pretty sure you keep detailed records of who these people are calling, who they're talking to. Maybe the prison guards would have had some information on who he could have been talking to in the prison. And then there was just the fact that he knew the victim, or not the victim, the perpetrator, and the perpetrator was enacting such a ritualistic and methodical plan, so with that knowledge, he could have known what the perpetrator was going to do, even if he wasn't talking to him, because, he did it several times. We got at the forefront of the episode that this wasn't the first time this guy had done this. So he could have just known what he was going to do. Even for the second location, if they had spent enough time together, he could have known that when this guy felt threatened or scared, the brewery would be the most likely place to go. And like I said, if you kill a bunch of people at your dinner table, I don't think you're really thinking about whether or not your partner is going to die. So he could have known that the bridge was rotten, could have maybe fallen on it himself once or twice and thought, well, hey, she's going to probably chase this guy because there's an exit back there somewhere and he's going to fall through the bridge, or at least, it's going to be bad. It was just all like, there is definitely a rational way out of what he was doing. And then there was also just what Dana was seeing. I really do think this was a case of she was under a lot of intense pressure. And I think the moment that I was like, no, this really doesn't feel supernatural to me, is when she saw Mulder and not just her dad. I think that if they had kept it as her just seeing her dad, I would have been like a little bit more suspicious. But then when she saw Mulder too, I was like, no, okay, now I think this is just some stress getting to you at this point, because Mulder isn't actually dead. He was unconscious at that point, but he wasn't actually dead. I loved that she didn't go to talk to him at his final death sentence or whatever, because I just don't think she would have liked to have heard what he said. With someone like him, I wouldn't trust what he said either, especially because he would have known that it would have been like his last moment to get her, and make her feel horrible. My guess is, had she actually gone, he would have said something haunting, something that was unclear, that was really vague, but that he knew would live with her till the day she died. Anyways, like I said, really good episode. Loved the feeling. If you want to like, full version is in the description, and I will talk to you guys next time. Stay believing.